Hello, everyone. This is Jill Cooper with Lipolite, and we are now recording. And I would love everyone just to quickly say hello. Hello. Everybody said hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hola. Hey.
Hola. Hola to the masses. All right, guys, I'm going to mute all of you sweet, wonderful people out, and we're going to begin to get underway here. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jill Cooper with Lipolite, and this is just one of our many teleseminars that we are bringing to you this afternoon. And it is a very special day because we not only have one or two, we have three awesome guest speakers for you today. We have a lot to cram in here in the next about 30 to 40 minutes. First of all, I want to introduce Dr. Michael Renzulli, which most all of you know. He is a naturopath doctor by trade, but then he has represented Lipolite as he is now the sole North American distributor. And let me just say, I work side by side by this man each and every day, and I have not met anyone more dedicated, passionate, hardworking. And let me tell you, there's not one day that goes by that I don't learn something. He inspires me. I hear him inspire others. He's very motivating. He's very positive. And if you walk away with nothing else, I guarantee you he's going to give you some jewels and gems that's literally could be worth thousands of dollars into your clinics. Secondly, today I want to introduce to you Dr. Fred Gardner. And Dr. Fred Gardner comes to us from a story that has replicated itself truly throughout our nation and our economic climate times. He's a doctor that, didn't maybe not have the best credit and maybe not had a ton of cash in the bank. But Michael and I encouraged Dr. Fred, said, look, you can do this with Lipolite. Let us show you and teach you how. And so today, Dr. Fred is going to share some of his story with you on how he got introduced to Lipolite and how his beginnings were and what his first day one, what a home run it was. Thirdly, our next speaker will be Rob Hollis, and he comes to us today. He owns Zerona and he owns Lipolite. So his expertise in this aesthetic field just surpasses mine, I'm sure. And so he is also going to share with us today some tidbits and tricks and different things we're going to go over. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Michael Renzulli, and then I'll let Dr. Michael take it from there. Michael? He must have stepped out on me. Well, hello, Dr. Fred. Say hello. Okay, Dr. Fred and Rob, I hope you signed in as a presenter.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Jill. Can you hear me? It's Dr. Fred.
Guys, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me clearly now?
I can hear you clearly now,
Fine.
yes.
So that means yes. Thank you, Jill. Everyone knows and loves Jill. She is completely passionate and dedicated. She sincerely cares about our facilities, our doctors, the people, the patients. She's a very powerful part of your success. And I want to thank you, Jill. You're a first-class lady, a sincere, godly woman, and we're very privileged to have you on our team as part of all of us. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, Rob. Welcome, Dr. Gardner. Thank you for participating. What I can say to you is that every single day we hear nothing but tremendous success. Just yesterday, I had a doctor call me up. She's like, she was referred this patient. It was a referral. this person wanted a bunch of work done, immediately she closed on a $4,000 package, okay? And then the second one for the day, and among all kinds of other smaller ones, the second one was like a $2,500 package she sold. She was just super excited because she's getting such tremendous results. Success breeds success. It really is. By the way, she just moved from a very nice facility to a gorgeous, high-end, really high-level, high-image location, which makes all the difference in the world. What we've seen nationwide from coast to coast is that our most successful clinics and facilities are those that have dedicated, have taken out of their doctor's office, have taken it out of their, they're not next to the x-ray machine, they're not next to the decompression table, our highest level, consistently producing revenue-generating offices that are attracting the most, that are referring the most. They keep it separate. So you may or may not be in that location, that position right now, but it's just so for your own head and vision to shoot for that kind of separate lipo spa all by itself. I assure you it's worth it. All the little things. We just we were in the Peabody, went to the FDA show, and we went, instead of going for like a $60 massage, we wanted to experience everything that we're able to communicate to our clients. So the massage at this place was this really beautiful high-end facility. It was like $150, and it was like, wow. This seems like a lot of money, but when you walk in there, and from the very first moment, maybe they just have their hair positioned in a certain way, the way they really humbly greet you, they put on this luxurious robe and they put on the slippers, and just the kindness in the eyes that you can see, they're very tightly scripted and trained. And the way everyone simply looks you in the eyes and makes you not only look good but feel good, this is what it's all about. So I encourage you to, it makes all the difference in the world, all the little details, all the small little details of how the patient, from the moment they call up, from the very first words, that they can really convey that sense of we care about you, and you can feel safe and warm and good here. And I want you to know one other quick thing before I start in here, that think about this. Everyone's getting older on this call, right? We're all getting older. You know the demographics. You know the trends. This is an explosive trend business for the next 15 years. Every single year, because we're getting older, we're going to want more and more and more treatment. So these patients that you're taking care of right now, each and every one of them, how much easier it is to take good care of your existing clients, to treat them with kid gloves, to treat them like every single one of them like VIPs during those special times of the year, during Mother's Day, for instance, during their birthdays. You let them know that you're thinking about them, so they're thinking about you, so you can keep yourself top of mind. Because guess what? They're going to go somewhere else, I guarantee you. They're going to get these procedures done anyway. And for those of you who take care of and make extra VIP acknowledgments of them, they're going to come back to you year after year after year after year. You must know that this is a long-term relationship. We're all getting older. We're all going to want more and more of these procedures. You're only going to grow with all this. This is just your introduction. These are just the seeds that are being planted. You may see yourself a few years down the line getting into more complex procedures, or perhaps doing a full-blown cosmetic type of practice. All I mean to say to you is, if I can give you one, just to begin it, with one tidbit, these patients that you're seeing now, I want you to lock this into your brain. This is not an insurance. This is not something where it's a completely different mindset. These people are coming in because they want to not only look good but feel good. So your job is to let them feel, recognize, and acknowledge that they are special, because in fact they are. Every single one of these patients, statistics shows, is worth $4,000 each and every year. And so their referrals each and every year, year after year after year. So I want you to see them as a long-term relationship that you're building, because in fact that's exactly what it is, and it's a lot easier to build. All it is you have to really work hard for the first few years, and then it's just a matter of, it's like an annuity coming in. As long as you're doing the right thing for them, it's going to be over and over. It's going to be repeat business over and over, and they're going to be open for more and more procedures. So having said that, I'd first like to introduce Dr. Fred Gardner. You there, Doc?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Perfect.
So, Doc, what Jill was saying, you were coming from a place of just beginning, just wrapping your mind around the LipoLite. And if you remember, we were going over the presentation pitfalls and mistakes. In other words, how to convey to these patients that this is completely.
Are you there, Mike? I think I lost you, Mike.
Are you there, Dr. Fred?
I'm here.
Okay. Michael will join in a minute. Just tell us from the beginning your story and how you got acquainted with LipoLite.
Sure. My name is Dr. Fred Gardner. I practice in Syracuse, New York, actually a little town called Liverpool, New York. And several months ago, I was looking into something to possibly improve my office and make it better cash flow-wise, because I have been cash since day one. 15 years I've been in practice. I do decompression therapy for the most part. I do chiropractic care, but I've always accepted cash only. Unfortunately, in New York State, we had some troubles with workers' comp. We did a little bit of that, and also Medicare. And we no longer are a provider for Medicare. We got rid of that because it's just terrible. And workers' comp went away in New York State as well. So we lost 50% of our practice in about 2 weeks. So I started looking into aesthetic procedures that would help improve the cash flow of our practice. I started looking into Zeronal laser. I started looking at some of the other things for weight loss. We've already been doing weight loss programs in our office, so we want to kind of accentuate that. And I came across LipoLite because one of my colleagues in Rochester, New York, said, hey, listen, I want you to take a look at this. So I took a look at it, and I called up Jill and Dr. Mike, and we had spoken about this. And I told Mike right from the very beginning that I did not want to pay. I did not want to be on a plan. I didn't want to have a lease for this. I wanted to pay this by cash. And it wasn't because I don't have good credit, because I actually have exceptional credit. I just wanted to make sure that this was paid off so I didn't have another lease payment like I do on my decompression table. So I've been speaking to Jill and I've been speaking to Dr. Mike about going forward with the LipoLite, and I decided to pull the trigger one day. And as a result of that, we got the machine in, and I started putting together a presentation by myself along with Jill's help and Mike's help to be able to show people about what LipoLite is. So it took me about 3 weeks to perfect my own little presentation, which I finally did, and then I came up with some posters and some announcements in my office. And my very first presentation that I went in there with, I basically paid for my LipoLite in one night. In 45 minutes, I closed $11,000 worth of cash business paid up front right then and there, which I thought was pretty good.
And how about that, everybody? How about that? In one evening, over $11,000. And he didn't try to reinvent the wheel. He just went through some coaching and some tools that we put in his hand. And Dr. Fred, I couldn't just be more proud of you.
Yeah, I was impressed myself that night, Jill, because when we said, okay, here's what we're going to be offering, we offered an initial special for the LipoLite. People just ate it up. And since then, we've been going strong, just as strong. We did a second presentation in a gym, and we did well with that one as well. And we just continue to get more and more and more people that want to come in for LipoLite. This weekend coming up, we're actually doing a bridal show, and I just talked to the lady that organized it today. She said we have over 600 brides registered for this. So what we did about 2 weeks ago is we physically made a brochure on a LipoLite, which we just pulled off the website right in the marketing vault, and we sent those. We sent 800 brochures out, and they're going to be in the bridal bags automatically. So I can imagine after.
Congratulations. That was brilliant. That was very smart.
I thought it was a good idea as well. And we actually also are on their email list, and they have brides that continually register every single day. for their email list. So every week I send out an email to them for LipoLife. And we've had some brides call up and come in for treatment. But this weekend, I think we're going to be inundated by people coming in for LipoLife. So, and we're going to offer them a nice special this weekend. It's going to be a show special only. And I'll just share what we're going to do. We're actually going to do a $750 savings on 2 areas. So they have to purchase 2 areas, and they'll save $750 on that. It's going to be a show-only special.
Excellent. You need the call to action. That's the key. That's one of the major keys right now, that you need a reason to urgently act now. It's interesting about brides. They're a special class of people, because I was recently watching in the news how women, to look good on their wedding day with the pictures and all the pressure, that even women, they have this crazy weight loss thing where they have a cannula that they wear around for like a week ahead of time, and supposedly makes them lose all this weight. It just goes to show you the extremes that women are willing to go to for their, that's a deeply emotional, that's a very deeply, I suspect you're gonna rock and roll. You're gonna hit a home run. You're gonna hit a home run with that.
Well, Dr. Mike, this is one thing I want to say about this show this weekend. It's not only the brides that want to look good, but it's the bride mothers too. So we're going to be capturing that audience as well.
So a good way to do that also is that they can get the bridal party involved. If you can say 4 or 5 or more that can sign up, so they can put pressure on their bridesmaids to sign up, maybe the bride gets free. Just do some kind of incentive way for the bride to put pressure on everyone else to get this done. And, of course, they all have the same mindset. So they'll feed into each other that way. They'll get all excited. That's a really powerful market you've hit. And what I'd also know about those kind of bridal shows is even the shows, if you can negotiate with the organizers for past show email addresses or addresses, and mail them or email them, certainly, the same special. That's key. And that all you have to do is ask for that often. Sometimes they don't want to give the past shows away, but if you negotiate it, it's a powerful extra bonus and boost. So it's pretty exciting. I'm really eager to hear about your results with that.
Yeah, the last thing I was going to tell you as well is we're expanding our office. We're at 1,200 square feet right now, which we've been here for 10 years. We're expanding our office to 4,100 square feet, which will be in on December 1st.
That's
so we're
excellent.
going to have 2 rooms specifically for LipoLife.
Congratulations.
That's excellent.
So you'll be calling for another machine also?
Absolutely.
By the way, everyone, that's why he's giving away all his secrets here. No, I know from the very beginning that you're going to be a rock star on this, even though I knew just by your fastidiousness and your determination and your personality too, that you're very well suited for this. Can you give anyone else like some pearl of wisdom to take with them, something they can do and take away, and something they can start with immediately that has helped you, that would help them?
Oh, absolutely. When you sit down and do the consultation with a patient, the first thing that you want to make sure that you find out from them is what is their why. Why do they want to do this? And then just drill their why. You want to find out if that's. Most people say, well, I want to lose inches. No, that's not their why. That's the result that they want to get from their why. So their why might be, well, listen, I've been feeling terrible myself for the last 6 months, and I have this big, huge reunion to go to this summer, and I want to look my best. And that's their why. So all you do is you just keep hitting their why. Just keep going over and over and over, and ask them for the sale right then and there. Say, listen, what do I need to do today to make sure that you get the result that you're looking for? So you ask them for the sale and always hit their why they really want this.
That's good, Doc.
Excellent. So that speaks to their 8 emotional needs, and we were just reviewing them. For instance, just a review for everyone, it is the need to feel like they want to live life. Truly live life. So maybe people standing around, they have all this extra fat in their bodies. They're not really fully engaged. They just feel like they're kind of disconnected maybe in some way. So when you can understand that and speak to that part of them, when we give you that form, that Ninja intake form, you can subtly ask them and uncover, reveal their emotional needs. Maybe they just feel like they're not just living. Or a second one is the need to feel superior. Maybe all their friends, so that you're able to give them insight, first-track knowledge of the very hottest, latest technology. You can just imagine what it's going to feel like. All your friends are going to be looking at you and feeling jealous of you. Well, this drives right into that deep part of that subconscious mind. They just absolutely need to feel superior, have more of a inside knowledge more than anybody else. Maybe they work in a competitive environment. It's going to give them that emotional, mental, the psychological, certainly physical edge they're going to need to do better, be better, feel better about themselves. Or maybe the need to protect their family. What is it going to feel like, Mary, when you finally can feel like you can feel the confidence knowing that you're going to do more sales in your job, so you can take care of your children, so your husband can look at you and he knows he can count on you. His children can see you and count on you and trust you for you to take care of their needs. These are deeply emotional needs. The need to protect others is a deep emotional need for women. Then maybe the need to perform better for their jobs so they can take care of their family, so they can take care of their children. Or maybe the need is for companionship. Sarah, what is it going to feel like to finally feel that sense of confidence, knowing that you're going to be able to attract this right man, Mr. Right? You're going to finally meet your soulmate. What is that going to be like? So now you're triggering all these deep psychological, emotional needs. And like Dr. Fred was saying, just once you're aware of this, it's like a dance. It's like a give and take to really allow them to reveal it to you and to really get with them and to allow them to express it. So now that you uncovered, okay, let's take care of this problem. Let's take care of it for you, Sarah. Here, go see Sarah up front. She's going to take care of the paperwork. Make it like that. Uncover the need. Really allow it to come out in all its glory. Then say, you know what, let's take care of this. Let's really help you. This is completely different than anything you've ever experienced. Thank you kindly, Doc, for that insight and your words of experience and wisdom.
My pleasure.
Rob, I know you hail from, you're in San Antonio, Texas, and I know nobody else on this call is from that area. So thank you for joining us. I know, just if you would give us, we were speaking before about some of the key things that people need to understand in terms of doing a consultation, or in terms of what you feel strongly about. For instance, in the initial offer you were saying, for instance, don't give away the farm. Just speak to you what we were speaking about before, if you would, please, Rob. Rob, you with us?
Are you there, Rob?
Okay.
Maybe he's muted. He has to hit *6.
No, I believe he's signed in as a presenter.
Hey,
Rob, are you there?
Am I now? Do you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
We hear you now, Rob.
Okay.
Hey, Rob.
Well, the *6 was the trick. I've been trying half the call to figure out how to get myself unmuted. Thank you so much.
Were you able to hear my question? Just speak from your heart in terms of what you know to be true. First of all, guys, this is a very highly experienced, organized, savvy, sophisticated, smart businessman. He knows his business. We're very privileged to even have him on this call. He's truly a very successful, smart guy. And so I look forward to hearing what you have to say, Rob.
Sure, and just to give you a little bit of background, I'm not sure that I'm as great as what I'm hearing. I really appreciate it. I'm very humbled by the remarks. But we've had Zerona for about 2 years now, and with that we've seen hundreds of different clients. Some of them have gotten fantastic results, and some of them just didn't listen to our recommendations and didn't get great results at all. But what we found is that with the Zerona process, we had to we had to have them in here for at least 2 weeks to start seeing a minimal number of results. And with LipoLite, we were able to start seeing results in as little as one treatment. And we've seen people lose up to an inch after one treatment, and we're like thrilled with that.
Fantastic.
And so with that, we were able to start marketing legitimately a single treatment. And whenever Michael says, don't give away the farm, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of having the market put out an ad saying you can get 6 treatments, 9 treatments, 12 treatments for this amount, I can actually bring them in the door saying you can get a single treatment for $250. And all of a sudden it becomes something that seems within reach for someone. And for someone who doesn't know what LipoLite is, who has never done non-invasive lipolysis before, that is very disarming. Well, let me go. That's worth finding out to see what this is about. And so whenever they come in with a $250 for one treatment price tag in their mind, and then we're able to explain the process to them. The process is that, LipoLite is going to release fat from the fat cells, and those fat cells are going to stay open for about 2 to 3 days. But if you want to extend the effect of slimming through this, extend that window of opportunity. Instead of 2 to 3 days, make it 2 to 3 weeks. And the way we make it 2 to 3 weeks is coming back and stimulating those same fat cells every other day or every third day. With that, they very clearly see the importance of doing a series of treatments as opposed to one. Now, of course, they can still do the single treatment for $250, but you know what? If you do a series of 9, it's not $250 times 9. They really start to see the value in stacking the treatments because you're going to provide volume discounts from there.
That's
so
excellent.
That's one of the things that we've made a cornerstone around, and people absolutely love it. Even if it's something that they can't afford a whole lot, but even just paying an additional $250 for 3 treatments, that's a whole lot better than doing one treatment for $250. So very strong upgrade paths there. As far as things I really feel strongly about, Michael, things like connecting with that client when they come in. I can't tell you the number of clients that have come in to our spa and have said, I went to this other place and they told me what I had to have. We actually sit down and we listen to each person's wants and needs. We do a body composition analysis to see how much fat percentage they have. We actually take a look at them and to see where their fat pockets are, where they're storing it. And we actually don't ask for our own opinions of that. We had a woman in today that she actually had some saddlebags. And she said, I'm not worried about those. It's my inner thigh and my abs that I'm worried about. Well, you know what? I didn't even suggest putting LipoLite pads on her saddlebags. Another place that she had gone to, they said, no, we need to take care of those. And she actually walked out of that other facility. Today she came in and she made a $1,200 sale because I listened to her for what she wanted, and she's walking away happy. It's going to start next week. So listening to your clients exactly what they need, what they're asking for, and connecting with them is key to any of the sales.
So as soon as they walk in the door, you're asking them, so tell me, how can we help you?
Exactly.
That's basically, you keep it easy, how can we help you? And just really, really listen.
Yeah, whenever they come in, there's just an initial form that we fill out, and we ask them what areas of the body are you interested in addressing. Some will say everything, and they'll laugh about it and everything. But okay, so let's focus on, let's prioritize which ones are your biggest concerns. What's coming up for you in your life? Are you preparing for a wedding, family reunion? Are you preparing for a graduation? What's going on in your life?
Right, that's a key question. What has changed recently? What's going on in your life that is causing you want to get to the underlying situation there. And then you ask them, you prompt them. What are you going to a wedding? You're prompting them like that. Is that what you're doing?
Exactly. And sometimes they'll just say, no, nothing. And then the following response is, so you just woke up and you saw yourself in the mirror one day and you decided, this is enough. I need to change. And then you see that connection and you realize, okay, now we've got a place to start our conversation. There's usually something that made them call. And it's a matter of finding out what that is. And then from there, we ask them what their history was. What have you tried in the past to slim down? A lot of times, if it's not something that's coming up, it's triggered by something they've done in the past. So, yeah, I've done this diet before. I've tried this other thing before, and these things either didn't work for me or they came right back. And a lot of times you ask the question, I want to know why this is going to work for me long term. I'm not going to get anything back after I make the investment. And the answer with Lipolite is really simple. We're making your fat cells smaller. And if you don't keep feeding your fat cells junk, they're going to stay small. Of course, you can go the route of, not leading a healthy lifestyle after this. But you know what? We're going to give you a boost and a really great, jump in the right direction. We're going to make your fat cells smaller, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle hereafter. And if you do that, you might set new goals for yourself and come back for that, but I certainly don't expect you to gain back.
It's interesting that you say to ask them about their past. What have they tried before? Because that's a key objection that a patient will say, even if they're not articulating it. They may say, well, I've done this and this and that. So in their mind, they may feel that criticism. They can hear it from their spouse or from their family or from their friends saying, oh, no, here we go again, another one of your harebrained schemes. So a way of overcoming that is, number one, be aware of that objection, handle it directly, and say, I just want you to know this is not just one of those something else that you may have tried. This is completely different. Or another way of doing that is to handle that objection indirectly by telling a story. You can say, well, you may be like, a recent patient, Mary, where she came in and her friend saying, oh, no, Mary, you're not going to try something else, but I want to let you know that she lost all 10 inches in 4 weeks, and her family and friends were just so thrilled and so happy for her because you could really see it on her face. So you overcome an objection when you ask them about what they've experienced in the past by telling a story. That's an indirect way. It goes right into their subconscious. It overcomes them, that they receive it in a much more efficient, easy way. Exactly. So that's a very, very good point that you brought up about asking, what have you experienced in the past? The other thing is to let them know this is a technology. This machine is doing the work. Now, yes, you're going to be a part of it, and you're going to take your results and go from great results to dramatically incredible results with your help, but the machine is doing the technology. Cutting-edge technology is completely different than anything you have ever experienced, and to convey that. And again, to tell a story to overcome objections, whatever objection they may have, pricing objection. You have to understand patient's objection. Tell a story about somebody else, a different patient that you've heard about or know about, and convey to them how to eliminate that objection with a story. Rob, let me ask you, what would you say would have upmost in mind in terms of your marketing? In other words, attracting patients into the door. Now, obviously, this is something that everyone is always concerned about, and what I can tell you, folks, is that what I spoke to you about at the beginning of this call, that the very, very, very best thing, the smartest thing you can possibly get, if nothing else out of this call, is to take excellent care of your existing patients, because these patients, I promise you, are only getting older, are only going to need your services over and over and over. This is not a one-time deal. This is not a two-course treatment deal. This is see them as truly long-term. Send them birthday cards. Send them Mother's Day cards. These are certain events of the year which trigger. You know what? Women often are walking around feeling guilty to take care of themselves. So there's certain times of the year where they can feel, you know what, I'm going to do something for myself. There's certain key points of the year that they can stimulate referrals and work that. So, Rob, what would you say is ways of drawing in? If you have any things that have worked particularly well for you in your market.
There's two things in particular, and one is on the marketing end, and the other is handling the results of the marketing end. See, on one hand, marketing is fantastic, but it doesn't work all that well in your favor if you can't handle the load. And I actually started to realize some of that this summer. So first of all, on the marketing end, I'm sure most of you have heard of Groupon. Through one of these calls with Michael and Jill, I learned how to do a Groupon promotion the right way. In the past, when we've done it with other technologies, we're pretty much giving away the farm. Like with Zerona, I can't, in good faith, market less than a 6-treatment package with Zerona. And if someone buys 6 treatments on Groupon, I've given away half my profits, and a lot of times they're not looking to upgrade anymore. And it's at such a high price that you're not really attracting a whole lot of clients. But with the Groupon that they showed us how to structure, I'm still getting, we ran this like beginning of June, and I'm still getting in leads. We got like 3 more consultations scheduled for tomorrow. I have people coming off of these Groupons. And the way it was structured is that it's a single treatment. You can use either 4, 8, or 16 paddles. And whenever they do that, they come in, they realize, wait, I need more than one treatment, and they move forward. It's a low enough price that you get a lot of people buying into it, but at the same time, you're not giving away so much that you have no upsell room. You've got a lot of upsell room with this. And so we have actually been somewhat inundated with phone calls and people hitting our site and asking for information about the service because it looks so great, and it really is. Go ahead. You're asked about to say something, Michael?
I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
Okay. So from there, whenever people are coming in, and we also do a lot of SEO, search engine optimization. A lot of times we'll do things like a comparison to iLipo, which is out there. This runs circles around iLipo for so many reasons. I can get into that, Michael, if you want me to, but I'll stay on track here otherwise. Other technologies that are out there run circles around. And so we actually started doing some comparisons, showing how this is different than CoolSculpt and showing how this is different than iLipo. And
that is, by the way, that's key because these patients, CoolSculpting happens to be getting big in this country. So I know some top doctors in both coasts. They have posters comparing themselves directly to CoolSculpting. CoolSculpting, just you might know, is an $80,000 to $100,000 piece of equipment. It costs the doctor $200 plus, or actually $150 plus to $200 in consumables to use. You don't see results until after 3 months. 20 to 30% of the patients are in pain after that procedure. They need to be on medication. You can't target it. You can only do the corporal body. You can't target arms and extremities and whatnot, and certain ancillary body parts. So it has a lot of limitations, and the results are not as consistent typically. So there's a lot of limitations, but nonetheless, your patients will know about this. So you need to answer that in case I would address it right up front because it's easy to neutralize that, and they may be thinking that and seeing that. So I would. You'd even have a poster or whatnot comparing directly.
Yeah, and we've had.
And it also destroys the fat cells too, guys.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Besides that, it's not helpful. It's harmful to the body because when you're destroying the fat cell, we all know adipose tissue cells communicate with the hormones and the endocrine system, so it's causing estrogen imbalances and thyroid disorders and endocrine dysfunction. It's a real problem.
We've had people come in that have done CoolSculpting in the past. They could only afford to do one area, maybe $1,400 for one area. They did their lower abs, and 8 months later, their upper abs have expanded because that fat was redistributed. And so things like that are reasons why. Yeah, it's not such a great idea. And whenever we start doing comparisons like that, now when someone goes to the web and searches for CoolSculpting, they'll actually find our website. And we've got some clients that they were looking for CoolSculpting. They saw a billboard for CoolSculpting, and they went to the internet, did a web search for CoolSculpting. And that billboard made me money, even though I would never carry CoolSculpting ever.
I agree. It's definitely it's like going to a restaurant row. You don't have to be worried about competition at all. It's only increasing the consciousness of everyone. So if you ever see anywhere around town or any kind of billboard, it's only good for everybody. It really is. It's only going to help you. You hear somebody else advertising Zerona or something, you should be thrilled.
And so since Lipolite is such a strong player and compares so well to so many other technologies, we'll go ahead and we'll post a comparison on our website that attracts SEO, attracts people to our site. Now, a lot of times people will hear our site in the middle of the night. They'll say, I'll get a web inquiry in the middle of the night saying, well, I'd like to get some more information about Lipolite, or I saw your deal on Groupon, I'd like to get some more information. And it's getting to the point where it's just really too much load for me. So we've actually installed a live chat mechanism on our site that we've got a trained staff that knows Lipolite, that knows lipolysis, that knows these processes, and they actually know how Lipolite stacks up to other things. And they can actually talk to them. Sometimes I wake up in the morning now and there's an appointment booked for that afternoon because we've got that mechanism in place. So
that is fabulous.
So as we go ahead and move through this, I have had to start looking for ways to create a more efficient funnel of clients coming into the spa, because otherwise I don't have the capacity to answer the demand on my own.
So as you got bigger and bigger and more volume, how did you handle it? Did you do group consultations, or what did you do? Obviously, you're qualifying them better.
Yeah, we're qualifying them better. I'm not a big, me personally, I've seen group consultations work extremely well. It's like with Dr. Fred that was just on, I mean, $11,000 in one evening. Wow.
I know a doctor who did 20. One of our people did 20, and I know another doctor who did $30,000 at the recent convention in Boca. This doctor came up and said did $30,000. That was actually the esthetician came up and said her doctor did $30,000.
Yeah, so I want to be a part of that training too. But so far, we've actually taken the one-on-one personal approach with our clients that are coming in, and in the cases that we've seen, they've really taken to that. Every person that comes in and goes out, I know them. I know them personally. I feel like they're a friend of mine now. And as they come into the spa, they realize, hey, I've connected with this person. And that connection, I believe, adds to the enhances their experience with us in the first-hand experience. Now, that
so you make it really personal. So let me ask you make it really personal, which is absolutely magical, which is you just hit it right in the crux of everything right there. Somebody will do business with people they like. Simple.
And you know what, guys? I tell our folks every week, I said, how many chiropractors are in your town? How many dentists are in your town? And why is it they come to see you? You know what? They come to see you guys because you guys convey to them that genuine sincerity that you care about them. And they may not feel that from Bob Jones down the street. They may get that from you. And so, we encourage our people, all you guys, to create, not to compete. Set yourself apart. Be that special, just like Rob's saying, be that special clinic in your client's mind that, hey, you'd be the go-to place.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, to close on a higher dollar amount, I mean, not to get, do you agree with me? What I see nationwide is sometimes people get into this Groupon, they get like almost infected with like, they're giving away the farm, like you said, which I totally am against. And to do one treatment Groupon with multiple single body parts, half body, full body kind of concept is obviously much better. So you have hundreds of people coming, and now you have only but upsells to take care of, which is a beautiful thing, and that's the way to do it. But I'm also concerned about to take these patients and know that get your protocols down tight. Can you just speak to me to get the very best results, to get the very best? Because what we've seen over and over and over again, and I know certainly even now a doc who's doing consistently over $100,000 a month. His very first month, after the second month, he had to give away half the money back because he didn't have his protocol down. And now he has a 98% success rate, patient satisfaction rate, 98% patient satisfaction rate. So he just tweaked a few things and now he's got it down like a rock star. So what can you do and so what I say to you is to tighten your protocol. All the little things make all the difference in the world. Everything from taking pictures on sessions 1, 3, and 9 to doing the measurements and having them sign off on it so they don't think you're cheating on this. I mean, it's legit here, to making sure they have a good detox that they're compliant with, to being very careful about tweaking, even giving them smart nutrition. So, Rob, if you would please just speak to that in terms of your protocol and getting best results.
Well, actually, it's the same thing that you guys have put on your site. We've decided to follow that because you guys are the experts, and with that, we're suggesting that take some supplements, and something like an L-carnitine or a CLA. Get in some exercise right after your treatment. Go out and burn off 350 calories. We've had some people that come in that, oh my goodness, you look at them and you think, why are you even here? You look great. But they see something on them in their own mirror that they want to address. And so they come in, they get their treatments, they go off and burn off the calories, and boom, they see it and they love it. One of the things that we've invested in is a body composition analysis where we can measure body fat percentage. And in some cases, we've seen someone lost minimal inches, but at the end of the week of maybe just doing doing 3 treatments, they've made a dramatic turnaround in their body fat percentage. And so one way or the other, we can show that they're making progress, which really makes them feel like they've gotten their money's worth out of it.
So you're saying showing them multiple ways of measuring, having multiple measurements, different kinds of measurements, different kind of metrics, body fat composition, as well as hydration, cellular hydration level. Is that what the same piece of equipment?
Exactly.
Yes.
We'll pull out a tape measure and just measure the areas that we're treating, and of course photographs as well. Always a good idea. So we like to track what we're doing for them. The advice that we give them up front are things that we let them know that this is an amplifier. Whatever you do on your own, this is going to amplify those efforts. If you're doing nothing, if you take this treatment, you go home, you sit on the couch, it's not going to amplify a whole lot, and you're going to get minimal results. If you take this treatment and you go home and you eat right, you get in some exercise, do the supplements to burn off some fat, you're going to get some tremendous results. But it's really a matter of what you want to put into it. Not just the money and the time, but also the effort on your end when you leave.
What I've seen and what I know is that when you look them in the eyes and you really feel and congruent with letting them know, look it, if you're going to be part of this office and this clinic and you're my patient, I am dead serious about my results. I'm not playing. I care about you. I care about your results, and we're passionate about making sure you have rock star results here. So this, when you make your recommendations, you put them. If you're standing, you sit down. If you're sitting, you stand. You bring them over. You change up the energy, and you say, "Now I'm going to give you my recommendations." Now you get them to buy into it. You get them to commit, not just to show up. That's way beyond that. You want them to sincerely take this opportunity to really do the right thing by themselves. You're handing them a golden opportunity to help themselves. Get them to commit. This is not a suggestion. These are absolutely mandatory, and you insist that they get it right. It's a true partnership. Get them to buy into a partnership. Get them to know that you are totally right there. You're going to hold their feet to the fire. Now, some people you can't be so strongly militant with, and like a real tough drill sergeant coach, or like a fitness type of coach where you're holding them really tightly. Some people, they just want to be more low key, and you have to understand and read their personality. But nonetheless, you want them to sincerely commit. Get them to sincerely commit up front to your protocol. Would you agree with that, or do you have anything to add about that?
No, absolutely. Once you collect your own empirical data, and you're comfortable with what your clinic can do, you might even want to put together a guarantee. Like, I'm going to guarantee you a certain number of inches off of this body part by using this many paddles and doing this many treatments. And then whenever you do that, again, use your own empirical data. Don't go by what's possible at other clinics. Formulate your own empirical data and put this together. And at the end, to get that guarantee, they have to commit in writing that they're going to follow the protocol that you've established. I will drink this much water per day. I will do this. And then every time you come in for a treatment, you also take a log of what they've done. So, how much water did you drink yesterday? Oh, I drank 64 ounces. Well, actually, our chart says that you should have been drinking like 80 ounces of water. And if they don't follow the protocol, you don't honor that guarantee. And you let them know up front.
So you document if they're not following the protocol. Hey, I was at this wild party and I ate like crazy. You write that down in the notes, obviously. Or, our best practice is certainly you have bottles of water here. At the end of every treatment, boom, you take this. You make sure you drink this. Just let them know, number one, you care, but, and you can, there's no reason why you can't guarantee 3 years loss. Guarantee it. If they don't achieve that result, you simply give them a few more sessions.
Exactly.
And that's it. You can guarantee that. typically these patients will lose much, much more than that. That's not a stretch. You can feel confidence knowing every time you turn that machine on, they're going to be getting results. As long as they follow everything, all the protocol, they'll get very dramatic results. Fred, do you have anything you can add?
I definitely make sure that they follow our recommendations. I have a checklist on our sheet that when they walk out the door that they know that they have to drink half their body ounces or half their weight in ounces of water every day, that they have to they have to be on a better diet, and that they're going to do what we ask them to do. We make sure that they have an exit interview. We call it the new you review, so that they can. That's where we try and upsell them. But we make sure that we go over all those recommendations up front. Eat healthier, drink half your body weight in ounces of water, make sure that you physically exercise, and you're going to do your vibration plate exercise with us, and we're gonna make them work. When I actually put my patients on the vibration plate, they're exhausted when they're done. They're like, that's the most unbelievable workout I ever had, and it's only 9 minutes.
Yeah. 9 minutes. So you have an exercise protocol.
Pardon me?
You have a 9-minute exercise protocol while they're on the vibration plate. So your patient tells me that you're getting phenomenal results, because I know between the technology and doing that, they must be getting phenomenal results. I know it.
Our patients I don't think I've seen anybody have less than a 6-inch inch loss in their abdominal area. Not one yet.
There you go.
So the whole thing is this technology is releasing this fat, so now you got to flush it out of the system. That's why the exercise is so important. It's so critical, and it makes all the difference in the world. If you guys want dramatic results, maybe you go with either some kind of exercise regimen on the vibration platform. Be more creative, or maybe even have them do. I know some offices, they have them do a bicycle and the whole body vibration. You can imagine their results, because the whole idea is eliminating, engaging the lymph to flush out all the stuff. The machine's doing its work. Now it's up to the patient to do the second half of it, to really get powerful, dramatic results, as well as obviously key is the detox, because as we all know, toxins sit in fat cells. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, we were just at this class, the doctor was speaking about how the toxins actually choke off the blood supply. And with the LipoLite, it actually has a dual wavelength, so it's the 635 nanometer, which opens the pores, releases the fatty acids, but it's also the 900, which increases the circulation and detoxifying. Really, you can almost liken this machine to like a very, very powerful detoxifier. So when you have a nutritional supplementation that really powerfully supports that and moves out these toxins, it just works so powerfully together. It's like having a facial with a microdermabrasion and the right creams and oxygen therapy all at once. It's just so much more enhanced.
Hey, Dr. Mike, I got to say something. I am a stickler on the vibration plate. They do not leave my office without doing that, because some people say, well, I don't have enough time, and I'm going to go home and exercise. I don't believe them. I never believe them. I make sure that they do it right then and there. I'm like, listen, even if we only do 5 or 6 minutes, you can afford 5 or 6 minutes worth of time. They will not stop that entire 6 minutes. They are going full speed on that vibration plate. And I'm making,
so you're not playing. So you're having them do, what do you do? Have a video there of showing them how to do the exercise, or what kind of exercise you have them do on the vibration plate?
Well, first of all, I'll have them do like a squat, where they're like in a squat position. They'll hold that for 2 minutes straight. Most people can barely do 1 minute, but I force them to do 2 minutes, and they're wiped out. And then I immediately get them down, and I'm having them doing planks. I have them stand on one leg, put one leg behind their one calf, and I have them start doing the bands, the resistance bands at the same time. So I'll have them do 30 seconds going forward, 30 seconds going to the side, and I'll have them turn their hands over in reverse and to do their biceps. I'll have them turn over on their back and I'll have them put their hands on the vibration plate, so now that they're working the upper body, and I'll have them hold one leg in the air. I'm making them work.
I love it. You know, it's not easy, but I guarantee you're getting phenomenal results there. Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Who wins here is your patients, for sure.
Yeah, they're always.
And I totally agree about not giving them an option. And the client in the clinic that I worked in, I just said, look, this is mandatory. This is part of the protocol. A 20-minute session on LipoLite, 10 minutes on the whole body vibration. So I completely agree with that. Do not let them get by with, because you gotta capture that time immediately right off the LipoLite, because those pore openings are only open in that fat cell for a short period of time, and you want them to close up in that collapsed position.
The sooner the better.
Absolutely.
All right, I know everyone's busy. If you have any specific questions, my cell phone number is 212-518-8484. If anybody has any specific, you can certainly text me. Thank you guys kindly. Again, that number is 212-518-8484. Jill, you can give your number out.
And, guys, obviously my cell is 480-202-4455, or you can email us. Michael's email is lipolitepro@gmail, and mine is lipolitejill@gmail. So if you have anything that didn't get covered in this call, you can give us a quick phone call, quick email, and we'll be glad to answer those questions for you.
Joe, if you would unmute everyone so they can all say goodbye, I can tell a bunch of people. All right, everyone, take care. Thank you kindly. Thank you for your heart and your help. We love you. We're here for you.
Goodbye, everyone. Have an awesome Intross day. Thank you, Dr. Fred. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Take care.